Did you know that timing is very important to God? It is so interesting. Just these last 2 days, I see an article on God's timing, and I hear a message randomly on YouTube about his timing, and then somebody else is talking about his timing. And it's like whenever that happens, you know that God's trying to get something through to you. What the Holy Spirit likes to do is to keep his entire church body on the same page. So there would be times where I'd be teaching the kids at my church, I'd be teaching them a lesson that I had, asked God, what do you want me to teach? And come to find out when the service got out that my pastor had also been teaching the exact same thing, and we did not plan that, and we did not talk about it beforehand or anything, but God will keep the entire body kind of in a rhythm and in a flow because he's the head, and we're abiding with him, a part of him. And when we're in him like that, he has us all on the same page, which is super cool. So these last 2 days have been on timing. I've got an example for you. If a parent talks to their kid, like let's say you've got a 2-year-old and they're just figuring out how to talk and say words, and maybe the kid says car, and you've been teaching them that there's a car over there and there's a car over here, and they're saying the word and you talk about it, and then maybe you buy them a toy car for their birthday, and then a couple years go by and maybe you buy them a Barbie car. That was pretty hot stuff back in the day. Now they got like super cool stuff. Anyway, so the years go by and then they look at you driving the car, and then they want to try and steer it. And so all along this time, you've been talking about it and the kid has been learning about it, but that doesn't mean they're ready to drive the car. It just doesn't mean that they're able to do that. They can't reach the pedal on the floor. They're not 16. They don't have a license. There's just a certain time, okay, now you can. And I believe that this is for many, many people out there. If you're waiting on the Lord for something and you're like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to happen? God has a timing. And he knows when you're prepared and he knows when you're not prepared. It looks like God is holding something back from us, and it looks like he's not giving to us what should be given. I mean, when I wanted my license and I wanted to drive, but that was not the time to do it. And there was a time and I had to wait. I had to wait until it was the right time. And then my mom and dad, okay, they said I could drive the car. God knows when you're ready. He knows when you're ready. There's a time for everything, a season for everything under heaven, a time to laugh and a time to dance and a time to rejoice, a time to cry, a time to mourn, a time for all these things. And God knows what's next for you. He knows what's coming a year from now. He knows what your life is just going to look like. And so most of the time, it's pure protection that you haven't been in that position, because you weren't ready, and he does not want to throw you in the deep end when you're going to drown. That sounded depressing. He's just not going to put you in a position where you will be floundering and not able to handle what's going to be going on. So instead of being like, Lord, when is this going to happen for me? You just have to just take a step back and just say, okay, Lord, you know what? I trust you. I trust you, and I by faith believe, even though I can't see, I believe that what you've got coming for me will be here at the right time and in the right season and help me to prepare beforehand. So instead of like sitting around and being like, when's it coming? When's it coming? What are you doing in preparation for that? What are you doing in the meantime that shows that you're in faith, that tells God, you know what, I want to be serious about this. I believe that this is something that's going to be in my future. So I'm going to do what I can now so that when that comes, I'm ready. Don't be discouraged if it hasn't shown up yet and things haven't moved. Just be thankful that God has protected you and that he's got your back. So, yeah. One more thing. Begin to say, I'm always in the right place at the right time with the right people doing the right thing, because my steps are ordered of the Lord. This is a good thing to do, a good thing to say, good thing to get your mind on. And I think it'll help you, because it definitely helps me. All right, see ya.